present the Global ID program. The Global ID program is inserted in the University Master in Development Cooperation. And the target of this master is deepened from a critical perspective in the operating strategies about quality and efficacy of development cooperation. Increasing knowledge about economical, social, and political forces that explain and cause poverty and inequality. Generate skills for designing, planning, managing, and assessment of interventions for development at the level of development policies, humanitarian action, project management, health, environment, immigration, and local development. Global ID is inserted in the aim of the internationalization intent or aim of this master. The universities involved in that, the participants are University of Bath of the United Kingdom, University College of London, United Kingdom as well, Universitat degli Studi di Pavia, Italy, Universitat de Vest din Timisoara, Romania, Universitat Politécnica de Valencia, Spain, Universitat de Valencia, Spain, and University Jaume I of Castellón. Are involved as well as collaborators in secondary schools and local entities as the Secondary School Francisco Ribalta of Castellón, La Taula de San Lorenzo, local association, and the City Council and Employment and Social Welfare of Castellón. The general objectives are contributing to the activation of a global citizenship in generating new inclusion spaces for vulnerable collectives. This is in accordance to the horizontal and sectorial priorities of the education strategy for development of the Spanish cooperation. As well, in the specific objectives are activate the identification with the emergent inclusive global identity from the human development theoretical framework, promote the education, improving in the development and international cooperation scope through the participative video technique, facilitate the interchange of knowledge and experiences through multicultural and international teams. Global ID has some aspects put together as the participative video technique that we have mentioned, the entity of Barrio San Lorenzo neighborhood, the framework of human development, and the inclusive global identity. What do we mean by global identity? We could define it as a massive social, raising awareness about the unavoidable inclusivity of all human relationships, transcending national identities. Substitutes the vision of, as regards to the theoretical framework of human development, it tries to substitute the old or the classic framework that is based upon a goods production and economical point of view, with the more focused on the extension of person and their capabilities. In a wide sense, we could say that the identity, it grows or embraces greater and greater collectives, and as Erwin Laszlo, professor, said, it comes from personal identity to family and community identity to national ethnic identity, and finally we could arrive to a holos from in English, we can say that holos comes from whole, totality, and comes as well as from holy, sacred. Holos identity, the identity of all people together. Well, The activities of Global ID, you have a brochure where it is extended these things. It will be a working session, an introduction to human development and participatory video, a training seminar in human development, working groups, human development in the context of Barrio San Lorenzo, training participatory video. It will be a conference. It will be myself who will do that. The emergence of inclusive global consciousness in human development, a round table in participatory experiences in urban contexts, public presentations of integrated platforms at San Lorenzo, presentation of the participatory videos to the community and the institutions working in the area. Well, now we are going to present the rest of the universities involved in this, and it has the turn and the Dr. Sandra Borni from the Polytechnic University of Valencia. Sandra, it's your turn.
Gracias. Thanks, Antonio. Can I have the slide or something to pass? Okay. Okay. Buenas tardes. I'm going to say something in Spanish, then I pass into English and then I finish again with Spanish, ¿no? Voy a decir algo en español, luego pasaré al inglés para hacer la presentación de la universidad y luego acabaré otra vez con unas palabras en castellano. Lo primero, muchas gracias, es un placer estar aquí, muchas gracias a todo el equipo de la Universidad Jaume I por haber organizado esto y a la gente del barrio por habernos atendido y bueno, y también por lo que queda por hacer en los próximos días porque vamos a estar por ahí. Good afternoon. Thanks to all of you for coming here. Thanks to all the university, especially to University of Jaume I of Castellón. I'm going to present my university, the Technical University of Valencia, or Universitat Politécnica de Valencia, one of the universities that we are working together in the Master of Development Aid with the University Jaume I and University of Valencia. We train people, we train professionals, is the motto of our university. It's a new university, it's from the 70s, more or less, and well, it's around 42,000 students, no? So it's a medium range of university in Spain, more or less, and well, with an active group of students, teachers, and technical staff working together. No? We have three main campuses. The big one is in Valencia, 80 kilometers to the south. We have another one in Gandia, close to the coast, and Alcoy. And mainly in our university we have technical degrees, agriculture, ICTs, architecture, etc. And inside this technical environment we have a group of studies, the group of studies on development, cooperation and applied ethics, more devoted to development aid, to theories of development, to applied ethics and that kind of contents. So it's really a social science group, really interdisciplinary with teachers from different backgrounds. And we are located inside the Department of Project Engineering. That's our main location. But we are working in the area of development aid and human development and even ethics. No? And from this small group, no, that the Master on Development Aid in our university, I mean the specialty of our master, that in 10 years ago, more or less, this master came up and we start working together. And of course, we are not working alone. We are working also with other professors from other departments, as the Department of Social Science and Economics. But the main group of teachers that support this master came from this group of studies on development. And inside the collective group, no, the collective master, we have the specialty in project and process management. And since 2007, our degree is a joint degree together with the other 4 public universities here in Valencia, as Antonio, more or less, no, you point out. And we have inside this big master, we have this specialty on project and process management. And our aim is to combine the two main, different approaches, no, to offer a very wide perspective of what is project and process management. One of those is the most conventional one, or most mainstreamed one, like the logical framework, other kind of approaches, no, very typical and very used in the field of international cooperation. And the other one is the more critical ones, no, like human development, like human rate-based approaches, social change, and other kind of things. So we try to combine in this speciality of project and process management the two different approaches. So that's why we are here working inside the human development umbrella and explore new techniques like the participatory video, you know, in collaboration with social movements and social organization. That's more or less our approach to the field of development. And this is some key principles that we think that have informed our master since the beginning, since 10 years ago when we start working together, no, with the idea of a master in project planning and process approaches. No? We believe in participation, no, in critical learning, and in local and global connections. Participation, since the beginning, we try to involve, or we involve really different groups in the elaboration of the masters. We call for local organization, NGOs, even people from the administration and other teachers and groups to think together what kind of master we want to have, no? A master on project planning with this orientation. Also, we talk and we use participation as one of the content, no? Well, we use is not a right word. Well, I mean, we explain and participation. Also, we try to involve students in our process of, in our learning and teaching process. We have a student committee to involve on to have like the experience and the thoughts from the group of students, and we use really, no, these thoughts and this opinion from the group of students to improve our master. Also, we have an advisory board with local organization, main in the field of development aid, and also we use this participation, and we try to do participation in our learning and teaching activities. The idea of critical learning is in the diversity of perspective, as I mentioned before, no? Different approaches, the more conventional one, but also the more critical and different ones, and also an idea of a knowledge that is transformational and action-oriented. And finally, we have these local and global connections. We try to work in the local areas, and we have, for instance, in our curriculum, a subject that is like a participatory action research in Valencia, close to Valencia. So students involved in our master, they are going to the organization and they do some PRA activities. And also we have this global connection, no, because it's a master on development aid, so we have connection with other NGOs and other organizations in Latin America and Africa and other countries. So, and also we try to work in these two lines, local and global, no? With the idea of global citizenship. So we are very connected with the main topics of the Global ID. And that's more or less the picture of our master. Y por decir algo en español, bueno, he presentado la universidad. Los que están aquí ya la conocen, la Universidad Politécnica de Valencia, y solamente quería hablar de estos principios que tiene el máster y que ha tenido desde el comienzo, que es la idea de participación, la idea de un aprendizaje crítico y la idea de las conexiones locales y globales que nos parecen necesarias y un poco nos han informado desde el comienzo de la andadura del máster, ¿no? La participación no solo en los contenidos y en las metodologías, sino también en la manera de plantear el máster, dando voz y creando espacios para que gente de los estudiantes y las organizaciones alrededor del máster pues pudieran participar de alguna manera, ¿no? Lo empezamos a hacer y lo seguimos haciendo hoy en día. La perspectiva crítica, damos una formación en procesos y proyectos de desarrollo, pero intentamos que sea una formación que no sea solamente las visiones más convencionales, sino que sean pues, visiones más amplias, más críticas, como el desarrollo humano, como el cambio social, el enfoque basado en derechos, un poco para combinar todas las perspectivas y ofrecer diferentes visiones. Y luego el nexo local y global. Trabajamos mucho en lo local, estamos vinculados a colectivos locales y hacemos investigación participativa como parte del currículum, pero también hay una conexión con nuestros socios con los que se montan y se organizan las prácticas, y un poco una conexión internacional, un poco pues lo que demuestra también este proyecto, ¿no? Y nada, simplemente quería hacer eso. Thanks to all of you, and see you during the different workshops and activities.
Thank you very much. It's the turn of Mr. Robert Reitz, the University of West in Timisoara. Robert.
Thank you. Is this working? Yes. Yes. Thank you very much. I'm the first one speaking from the incomings, so I'd like to thank you very much for having us here, for inviting us to this program. We come from Romania, and it's a very strange feeling to be in Castellón as a Romanian, because you partly feel at home. Still, it doesn't really look like. I mean, we don't have the palm trees. It's like Romania with palm trees. You hear speaking Romanian all around you, which makes you uneasy a little bit, because when you're abroad, you prefer not to hear so much Romanian. But it's a very interesting feeling, and it's a very interesting mix of nationalities that I would love to know a little bit better and to understand a little bit better. Being myself involved in migration studies in a more quantitative statistical way, I'm a professor of statistics mainly, and but that's not why I'm here. Knowing that I will be probably your first entry to the Romanian higher education system, let me just say a few words. It's basically a new system. We have higher education institutions since the 16th century, but what has developed as a system is new. It's from the second half of the 19th century. The first few universities in Romania appeared after 1860, and in the literature it's said to be an interesting combination where the French model of the technical university and the German model of the classical multidisciplinary university come in a way together, and the reform steps of the 19th century have brought these apparently in one of the very few situations together. After the Second World War, we had the start of expansion, and this is how the number of students per 10,000 inhabitants is, I told you I'm a statistician, has developed in the second part of the 20th century. And I think it's a very expressive image. Well, you should move probably something, I mean, or not. Okay, I know. So, can you see I see something. So it's practically started developing very late, and it had a huge expansion starting with 1990. So what we have nowadays is a fairly new system. So this isn't working anymore either? No, this is working. Okay, our university, because I have to introduce our university. It was first founded in 1944, so we had a huge celebration a week ago of 70 years since the foundation of our university. But this foundation was only partly enacted. What we have now is much more what developed out of a communist institution developed in 1948 as a pedagogical institute that became a university in the 60s, and has now 11 faculties. It's, let's say, a typical classical university having everything except the technical and the medical studies. We have as good as all the sciences, as you see there, social sciences, humanities, natural sciences, and all the rest. We are located in the Faculty of Political Science, Philosophy, and Communication, which is the last in the list. And not all, but not necessarily. The West University in Timisoara has, it's, let's say so, a medium-sized university. We have all in all maybe 16,000 students. 27 departments and so on. We are reasonably well classified among Romanian universities. There's a 5-step classification in Romania that we use for the, let's say, quality of education, if we can accept the term. And we're reasonably well. 14 or 33 fields of study are in the best class, another 14 in the second best. The political science department where I teach is founded 1999, so it's newer than new. We have 3 bachelor programs in political science, international relations, and international relations with teaching in the German language. We have 3 master programs, the one we're here because of, that's International Development Studies. We have also a master program in European Studies and one in Public Policy and Advocacy. We have a PhD program in Political Science and only 16 full-time academics, so it's a small department. We have a few part-timers helping us, but it's still a very small department. I also direct there the International Development Studies Master Program, so I'm the director of this program. We teach until now in the Romanian language. This fall we start to teach English, which will be a major change also in curriculum, so I'm quite interested in the way these development studies are organized in other universities. We are having a workshop with all the development studies program in Romania on the 16th of June, where we'll speak about curricular development and changes in the programs. So this visit here is for me twice important, not only because my students will take part in your program, but because I can inform myself in the way it's functioning and the way you teach here. The International Development Studies program is a typical 2-year Bologna master program. It's in the department, as I told you, of political science, now teaching in Romania, in the fall teaching in English. It was founded with the support of the Romanian UNDP office and the Romanian Ministry of Foreign Affairs in 2010. 2010 was an important year because after the entry of Romania in the European Union in 2007, Romania became a donor state, and a few years later, international development was declared officially a priority of the Romanian government. So, if nothing else, we should teach it, we should speak about it, and then maybe it really becomes a priority. It's a small program, as I told you. We don't have many students in international development. These are the statistics of the numbers of students that started their, so the first generation started with 24 students. The most recent generation started with 20 students. Our graduation, we had only 2 generations graduating. The first graduation rate was 75%, the second 84%. We consider this as being good graduation rates. We generally lose more students than that. So we hope to keep up this relatively good percentage of graduation when we start teaching in English. And this is practically all that I wanted to say. Thank you very much. I hope we'll be able to know each other better later.
Well, it's the turn for, instead of Miriam Said from the Bath University, is Thibault. Thibault, okay.
Yeah. No, that's our university. That's our university.
Yeah. It's Pavia, but if you want, you can maybe go ahead.
Yeah, you can go ahead. Yeah, I can go ahead on mine.
Antonio, maybe they can go ahead.
We can go ahead if you want.
And then you...
And they can be last, yeah. Okay. Hi, everybody.
Maria Filizzola from the University of Pavia, first of all. Okay.
Hi, everybody. Thank you very much for having us here. We're very happy to be the delegation that's representing Italy and the University of Pavia. The University of Pavia is actually one of the oldest in Europe. an edict from King Lothar I actually had a higher education facility in Pavia as early as 1825. However, we didn't really become a real university until 1361, when we actually added the Faculty of Law, Science, and Medicine, which means that, yes, we're very old if you think about it. And if you look at the architecture of a university, and the city itself is actually very nice. It has a very antique feeling to it. Since then, the university has very much evolved, and we're become a multidisciplinary institution where we have research centers and also important master's degrees in Italy. Since 1985, we're actually part of the Coimbra group. We were actually one of the first universities to participate in it, which is basically an association of long-established European education centers. The university actually in Italy has, there you go. The university has actually had the pleasure of having among its alumni 3 Nobel Prize winners, such as Camillo Golgi for medicine and physiology, Giulio Natta for chemistry, and Carlo Ruppia for physics. We've also had other important people, such as Alessandro Volta, which is developer of the first electric cell, Ugo Lo Foscolo, Carlo Gredini, and Teodoro Moneta. So yes, we're very, very old if you think about it. The university has actually been ranked for 3 years in a row, has been awarded the best university in Italy, which is called the Palma di Oro. So it's an honor for us, with the Faculty of Medicine and Science actually being the first in Italy. University is divided in 18 departments. We have 83 degrees, including 6 masters in English and 17 PhDs. So we are not just an academic institution, we're also a research center. We have about over 25,000 students, and we also are a very big center for Erasmus students and foreign population students in Italy. Well, the university is actually very international. We can say that we have over 500 agreements with research centers and universities around the world. Out of those, 400 are actually just from our Faculty of Political Science. So we're actually very proud of that. We also have what we call the Cooperation and Development Fund, which is basically allows students and faculty to go in any developing country in the world to either do research, write their thesis, or do an internship. We also were the first university in Italy to offer a whole medical degree in English, and we are the only one that is part of a network of public health universities around the world, which is called the Global Health Learning Opportunities, which is actually hosted by American universities. So we're actually the only one in Italy, so we're the representation. It's also a pioneer institution of the Erasmus program, so we actually are promoters and actively try to develop new policies for it and get students to Pavia. Is very important. Let's talk about our department, Department of Political Science. We are old too. We are the second oldest in Italy. And we are actually the 4th best one in the country. We have actually 7 master's degrees, and we also offer just 1 undergraduate degree, but you can specialize depending on the area you prefer. We're also connected with several research centers in Italy, including the Italian Society for Public Economics. We're actually the headquarters for that, and the Interdepartmental Center for Racial Studies, among other things. We are also participating, of course, not only, like I said, in academic development, but also in research. Now, why are we here? Why were we chosen among this big faculty to be here? We are actually from 2 different master programs. One of us is the World Politics and International Relations programs, which is only in English, and it's the only master in English in our faculty. It's actually on its 2nd year. And from the Economics, Politics, and International Institutions program. They're just we're very different. We come from different backgrounds, so I will talk a little bit about them actually. The EP, is am I pronouncing it right? Is that how you guys call it? EP?
Global ID.
EPI? Okay.
Sorry.
EPI, yes, we have acronyms for everything. So it's a multidisciplinary approach to country. It has economics, policies, laws, and international relations. The faculty members in their degree works in different research centers such as the Human Development, Capability, and Poverty, and they also have a multidisciplinary approach to it. The World Politics and International Relations, well, WPIR, if you want to put an acronym into it, is actually new, the most recent one. We have an interdisciplinary approach to global politics and international relations, focusing not only in the historical aspects of it, but also policy making and how the global stage is set up by policies, by international actors, and how you can influence this. We're very excited to be here because it's an opportunity for us to put in practice the theoretical knowledge that we've learned in the classroom, and it's an area of interest for all of us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next one, Gina Millán from the University. Well, I thought we were waiting for the... Okay. Thibault, okay. I'm going to...
If we have the presentation.
Sí. No, él. Thibault, is this global identity?
Yes, I think so. Is this mine?
Okay.
Yeah, this is mine.
It's your turn.
Okay, well, hello everyone. I was very impressed with the presentations that we've had so far. I have to say ours is a little bit more limited than that. We've had just a few hours to prepare something before coming, but we did want to represent it. So we were kind of given the idea that part of it was to represent the courses, the master's courses, and sort of center development studies where we come from. But at the same time, we were thinking it would be a good idea to sort of express in a way how our interest was molded to issues of global identity and cosmopolitanism. So first I'm just going to talk a little bit about how the Center of Development Studies is situated in Bath. And essentially it's an interdisciplinary approach and research which engages with issues of international development, policy and practice. We have a lot of different academics working on a range of different issues, from anthropologists to economists, geographers, political scientists and sociologists. Our research expertise is really quite broad, again, spans Africa, Asia, Latin America. And we have quite a strict commitment to trying to make connections a lot of times between the global north and the global south, to try to get a lot of different partnerships and working on areas of interest, specifically in conflict and justice and areas relating to global identity. We are from two different masters. I'm from the Masters in Wellbeing and Public Policy and International Development, and my colleagues are from the Masters in International Development. The Masters in Wellbeing is a new master's that hasn't been in Bath for a very long time, and we try to engage essentially in a range of different disciplinary perspectives on the concept of well-being, exploring the subjective, objective, relational, environmental dimensions of human well-being. We also try to really consider the challenges of putting well-being as a concept at the core of policy and programming in different socio-cultural contexts. And the International Development Masters takes up a lot of these issues, as well as just looking at sort of the critical issues in international development more broadly. And I'm afraid that's it for University of Bath history. I know it's a very old university, but I invite everybody to look up a little bit more information on the website. So this is where I guess I wanted to speak a little bit of my interests, and I'm not sure if it's appropriate, but I'm going to do it anyway. So a lot of the sort of